Welcome everyone, today we're going to be talking about how to get better at Warzone, specifically focusing on gunfights, as gunfights is the biggest part to this new Battle Royale game mode, and we're going to be focusing on 3 simple steps, not going to overcomplicate it, and these 3 simple steps anyone can integrate into their gameplay and improve during gunfights. Now if you go ahead and enjoy today's video, be sure to scroll down, drop a like to support the video further, and if you want to feel free to check out my streams, link to my Twitch channel is in the description below if you want to hang out, all positive vibes, and just watch me play more Warzone. Now with all of that out of the way, let's jump straight into these tips. Warzone is a very different Battle Royale game compared to another Battle Royale game such as Apex Legends, which is also very popular on the channel. Warzone, you have to play very passively and pick and choose your gunfights very wisely, whereas another game such as Apex Legends, it actually rewards aggressive playstyles and you can go in people's faces and constantly be on the go, whereas Warzone is the opposite, and if you have that same playstyle as Apex Legends for example, you're going to be punished straight away and you will be going down one way or another, so you need to start picking and choosing your gunfights very wisely and don't go in like an absolute maniac. Now the first crucial tip out of the 3 we're going to be speaking about is shoulder baiting. Now shoulder baiting is a very good technique that all pro players integrate when they're in gunfights. Shoulder baiting is essentially peeking in and out of cover, and the first benefit that you have of shoulder baiting is that you can pick and choose when you're shooting the enemy. It's a good way of keeping the gunfight going and holding your ground whilst taking very little damage and ensuring that you won't go down. It's a safer way to prolong a gunfight, and it's also a good way to catch the enemy off guard and catch them at their most vulnerable, whether you've caught them whilst they're reloading or whether you've caught them whilst they're trying to retreat, or even at sometimes whilst they're trying to push you. An enemy's going to do one of 3 things. Once you've gone back into cover, they're either going to reload their weapon, they're going to push you, or they're going to retreat away from you, and shoulder baiting can catch them off guard doing any of these 3 things. By shoulder baiting and firing a few shots at the enemy and then jumping back into cover will ensure that the enemy is likely not going to push you, and this is a good way, as I said earlier, of holding your ground but also using it as a way of catching the enemy off guard. You can also shoulder bait whilst healing up at the exact same time to ensure that the enemy isn't pushing you and you'll be able to heal off successfully and in time. Shoulder baiting has many benefits and it's something you should definitely be integrating in your gunfights if you're currently not integrating it already. So moving on to the next tip, we're going to be speaking about building up a retreat instinct. Now a retreat instinct is something that pro players have built into them, and it's being able to retreat from the gunfight in a matter of a second without even thinking of the situation, and it's doing it naturally if you feel like you're very vulnerable and you've been dealt quite a lot of damage. Now as tempting as it may be to carry on with the gunfight even if you feel like the enemy is a few bullets away from dying, the only time you want to continue on with the gunfight is if you feel like you have a 70 to 80% chance of actually winning that gunfight, and if you think for a split second that you and the enemy are going to be tossing a coin and it's going to be a 50-50 chance, you want to retreat straight away without even thinking of the situation, because gunfights can last anywhere from half a second to about 3 or 4 seconds. You really don't have much time to retreat, and that's why pro players have a retreat instinct built into them, as they can tell within the first second of a gunfight if they have the advantage or the enemy has the upper hand. As you can see from this example in the background, as soon as I'm being dealt more damage than I would like, I retreat straight away, and I have quite a good retreat instinct because I've been playing Call of Duty and other first person shooters for many years now, and over time I've learned when I know I have the upper hand and when I know I don't have the upper hand. As tempting as it is continuing on with a gunfight, you need to think to yourself, it's much safer retreating from a gunfight you possibly could have won than going down and potentially being out of the game, and that's why pro players know straight away, just disengage immediately and maybe approach the enemy once you're at full health and have an upper hand. Integrating this tip with my first tip, the shoulder baiting tip, you can shoulder bait even better if you're building up a retreat instinct, and you can retreat fairly good in this game, so I'd recommend merging the 2 together and you'll have a much better opportunity opportunity when it comes to shoulder baiting. Moving on to my last tip, we're going to be talking about dodging bullets. Now, shoulder baiting is very good at dodging bullets, but you can also dodge bullets in other ways when you're not using cover. The first way is by drop shotting, which has been a known way of dodging bullets for many years now in the Call of Duty franchise. Drop shotting is essentially going down to the floor during a gunfight, and it makes the enemies miss a lot of shots before they have to reposition their gun to the floor. And drop shotting has been very known to be quite a successful way of dodging bullets. However, I would only recommend drop shotting in close range engagements, as if you do this from medium to longer ranges, you're going to lose that crucial accuracy. And to be able to drop shot, you need to go into your settings and you need to make sure you're using the tactical button layout, as if you're using circle to drop shot, you have to take your right thumb off of the aim controls. The only time you want to be drop shotting at medium to longer ranges is if you're trying to retreat and go prone and get in front of a form of cover. You don't want to be drop shotting at medium to longer ranges, as it really does affect your accuracy and it's most effective at close range. Now, there are other ways of dodging bullets in Modern Warfare. Another known way is strafing left and right. However, most weapons, including assault rifles and LMGs, don't allow you to strafe very fast left and right, and because you can't pick attachments up in this game, you're stuck with a very slow movement speed. So unless you've got a custom loadout with the right attachments that help you move faster whilst aiming down sights, I would not rely on strafing at all, because it will probably get you killed. And to be honest with you guys, the best way you can avoid bullet damage is by using the cover around you to your advantage and having a good aware of your surroundings, as cover is the most reliable source you can use to avoid bullet damage. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. I might be bringing a part 2 to this video, as I've got many more tips to speak about, but I don't have enough time to wrap them all in one video. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tips videos, especially to do with in-game engagements, gunfights, all of that good stuff. So thank you all for watching this Modern Warfare Warzone video. If you did enjoy, be sure to scroll down, drop a like to support the video further. Be sure to check my Twitch out down below in the description if you want to talk to me live, watch my live streams and possibly play with me as well. I hope you guys have learned from these tips and you integrate them the next time you jump into another game of Warzone. Thank you all for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch all of you guys out in another Modern Warfare Warzone video.